What is all going on, guys? NBA 2K rating recap for March 2nd, 2026. Just a quick announcement. I finished the ratings for all the standard contract point guards in the roster. And I plan on making a tier list rankings video later in the season towards the end. Once ratings are close to final, that will go over all of them in detail. So be on the lookout for that in about a month's time. There are 83 standard contract point guards at the moment, plus the 18 two ways. So that should be a fun one. Starting off in Houston, where we do have 4 games that we're going to review. They get a win over the Washington Wizards, 123-118, now 38-22 on the season. Alperen Şengün against some barbecue chicken on the Wizards. We'll get to that in just a second. He had 32 points, 12 rebounds, 12 of 20 from the field. KD adding 30 himself. Amen Thompson with 22 and 12. And Reed Shepherd with 19 points and a career-high 10 assists against the hapless Wizards. Going over to them. Really big news for the day is that Trae Young will make his debut on Thursday against the Utah Jazz. I don't know if that's to troll the tanking Utah Jazz or what, but should be fun. They do have still a back-to-back set, so one more game away even after this one before Trae makes his debut, so that's partly why he's still sidelined. Newly acquired Julian Reese on a 2-way contract was thrown to the Wolves, or the Rockets in this case. Started at center due to Anthony Gill being out with illness and Tristan Vukovic being out due to a thigh contusion, so playing out of position against an all-star center in Alperen Şengün. That helps explain Şengün's big night. Reese, 2 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 turnovers, fouled out in 28 minutes. It was obviously just an impossible task for him. Welcome to the NBA. Bilal Coulibaly led the way with 23 points. He was 5 of 7 from 3, so that should actually knock his 3-point rating up. I'll get around to that by the time we review this team again tomorrow. And then Trey Johnson, I did review his rating and dropped him down to a 79 overall. He had 5 points, but was 2 for 10 from the field in this one. Sharif Cooper having the best game of his career, 21 points in 18 minutes, 8 of 10 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. Obviously got the news about Trey coming back, so he was like, oh shit, I gotta showcase myself now or never if I want to continue my career. So I don't think D'Angelo Russell, even though he's allegedly going to report to the Wizards, who knows if they're actually going to be playing him in any games. I'm going to have him sidelined until he actually does appear in a game for the team. Going over to the Celtics, they got a really impressive win over the Milwaukee Bucks in this one, 108-81, with the Giannis Antetokounmpo making his return for the Bucks. But the Celtics did not have Jaylen Brown or Neemias Queta in this game, which makes that this victory all the more impressive. Again, a 28-point blowout. Career night for Hugo Gonzalez, starting for Jaylen Brown. Career high, 18 points. Career high, 16 rebounds, 5 of those offensive. Career high, 3 steals. Tied his career high with 2 blocks, and tied his career high with 3 three-pointers made. Was 3 for 7 overall. 78 overall for him, plus 2 from where I previously had it at. Nikola Vucevic got his first start as a Celtic, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Peyton Pritchard doing his sixth-man thing, 25 points, 9 assists. Derek White also chipping in 18 points and 9 assists in this one. For the Celtics, again, to win this game by 28 points, this to me is just why Joe Mazzulla is clearly the coach of the year. Milwaukee, they get Giannis back, but he was a little rusty, obviously. Hadn't played in about 5.5 weeks. 19 points, 7 of 18 from the field, 5 of 7 from the line, 11 rebounds, 3 turnovers in 25 minutes. He was on a minutes restriction. So we'll see how many minutes he's able to play as the games go on in the year, but they are losing ground fast in the to qualify for the play-in tournament. So who knows if Giannis will get shut down at some point or not. But really, this wasn't just a story about Giannis's return in this game. It's also how the Bucks more or less shifted things around him. They started Ousmane Deng in this one, and he had a really solid game. 13 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3 in 30 minutes. Typically, they've been starting AJ Green at the 3 next to him. He's basically a shooting guard. So playing a player like Dieng with a lot more length is something that they really haven't been able to do this year, as Kyle Kuzma is generally not good enough of a shooter to justify playing next to Giannis. So I'm going to be very curious to see how the pairing of these two works moving forward. In 10 games as a Buck, Dieng has averaged 8 points and shot 40% from 3, so I did knock his rating up to a 77 plus 1. In this game, he had 13 points, was 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3 in 30 minutes of action. So they slid AJ Green down to his natural position, the 2, so I changed his position. And then Ryan Rollins came off the bench behind Kevin Porter Jr. So he struggled in this one. 2 points, 2 for 11 from the field, minus 21 in 24 minutes. So I did swap his position with Cam Thomas as well, putting Cam Thomas at his natural position. 2 points, 0 for 3 from the field, minus 18 in 11 minutes for Cam Thomas. So he was dreadful in this one. We'd yet to see Thomas and Giannis play together. I'd imagine it makes sense to stagger them, just how, given how much they both want the ball in their hands. I don't think Cam Thomas makes a ton of sense to have in the starting lineup next to Giannis, as he's not like a sharpshooter like AJ Green. That's typically the player that you would want next to Giannis, or even like a Gary Trent Jr. So I'd expect that they continue to stagger those two. Worth noting that Kyle Kuzma was a DNP in this game. I assume he's just getting some rest with Giannis back and Dieng starting, but again, like, just never the easiest fit next to Giannis either. So just keep an eye on that. We'll see if what they end up doing there. I did switch him over to the 3. He had been starting at the 4 in Giannis's place. And then Jericho Sims, I had kind of like been not. I've been kind of been holding off on doing this. I even had Miles Turner at the 4 and Giannis at the 5 earlier in the year, but I kind of just warmed up to it. I switched Jericho Sims over to the 4, as once again he was the backup for Giannis, subbing for him exclusively, while Portis and Turner were subbing for each other. More or less, because the Kings have been playing actually Dylan Cardwell and Precious Achiuwa at the 4 pretty much the entire year, next to like Maxime Reynaud and Domantas Sabonis. This actually helps me kind of justify it and warm up to it. Also, another team that went double big today. Double big is a little bit back in vogue. So, yeah, that's why I have Sims at the 4. He's really one of the only guys who can grab an offensive rebound on this team. And because Portis is technically, he's technically kind of a 4, but can't really guard the position. So that's why he has to play the 5, even though he's also not really a rim protector. But because they're essentially staggering him and Turner, again, that's just why I wanted to switch Sims over to the 4. On another team, he'd probably be a 5. Pete Nance, for what it's worth, I think played some small forward in this game, so I could end up switching his second position as well. He plays 3 through 5 for this team. He was pretty good in this game, 2 for 2 from 3. Also, again, that's something that's worth keeping an eye on, because he is a much stronger shooter than Kyle Kuzma, and that's ideally what you need around Giannis, is you just want to surround him with shooters. So let's put a pin in that for now. Now I teased double big. We're going to head over to Denver, where they got a win over the Jazz, 128 to 125. But Cam Thomas was not Cam Thomas. Cam Johnson was out for this game, so the Nuggets did go double big, playing Jonas Valanciunas next to Nikola Jokic. Valanciunas had 13 points and 6 rebounds. The Utah Jazz are one of those teams that you can get away with this lineup against. Also, Jokic was kind of quiet, 22, 15, and 5. 6 of 11 from the field, no threes attempted, 10 of 11 from the free throw line. It's interesting because typically against the Jazz, he actually shoots a lot of threes, because Yusuf Nurkic is usually the opposing center, and he can't really get out to Jokic on the three-point line that well. But with Kyle Filipowski, maybe they just wanted to abuse him on the interior more. But Really, it was Jamal Murray who torched the Utah Jazz. He had 45 points in this one, 13 of 19 from the field, 8 of 13 from 3, 10 for 11 from the free throw line. So another all-star caliber performance from him. It should also be mentioned that Tyus Jones did not play in this game, but he signed with the team today. He gives them an undersized pass first point guard off the bench, similar to like a player that they had some success with a couple of years ago in Facu Campazzo, who was 5'10", and not really the greatest, the most efficient shooter either, but he was a phenomenal passer. So they re-add that player, that archetype of player with Tyus Jones, who's always been a very good caretaker of the ball. So something they are going to value on that second unit, more of an actual point guard than say Jalen Pickett, who's more of like a 3-and-D, not even a 3-and-D, like a low volume shooter, just really a defensive player overall. So he'd probably actually play next to Tyus Jones a fair amount, if anything. But interesting signing, and that's essentially the last of like the buyout market. I don't actually think that anybody's going to sign Cole Anthony. Worth noting that Aaron Gordon is close to returning, so we'll see. Hopefully the Nuggets, they barely beat the Jazz in this one, despite the Jazz not being particularly motivated to win games. They only won this game by 3. Obviously, they were without all of their power forwards in this game, but yeah, hopefully Denver can get these guys back for the playoff run. Going over to Utah. They dropped to 18-43. Phew, sigh of relief breathed for them. They lost their 6th in a row. Are now they're still 5th in the lottery standings. They got a big game from Keontae George in this one. 36 points, 4 steals, reminiscent of the Donovan Mitchell versus Jamal Murray duels in the playoffs. So hey, at least the fans had something nice to watch. Elijah Harkless was the starting 2 guard in this game. I presume for defensive purposes, although I probably didn't really work out that way. He also had 2 points in this game, over 5 from the field, fouled out in 27 minutes. So that's definitely not going to boost his shot ratings or overall rating in general. Kyle Filipowski had a 19, 8, and 6 versus Joker in this one. But obviously not offering much in the way of rim protection. So that's part of why Murray scored 45 points. Ace Bailey, for what it's worth, getting the start at the 4, being bumped up with Elijah Harkless starting. He had 18 points in this one. Jazz have a huge matchup against the Wizards on Thursday, the second night of a back-to-back for them. One can only imagine what that is going to look like. Going over to the Clippers, they have a nice win over the Warriors, 114-101. Darius Garland, big story of the day. He made his debut with the team, came off the bench, 12 points, 2 assists, 5 turnovers, 23 minutes. So not quite what they were getting out of James Harden. Obviously, he's working his way back from injury. But Chris Dunn, much more effective as the starter. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 of 10 from the field, 2 steals in 26 minutes. I expect he'll probably continue starting at point guard. Wouldn't be surprised if Garland keeps coming off the bench for a while and kind of spearheads that second unit. Very potent second unit for what it's worth, and the guys on that second unit did play well in this game. So Benedict Mathurin had 17 points in 31 minutes. Jordan Miller had 12 points, 5 of 6 from the field. And Yannick Niederhauser had 11 points, 9 rebounds, 1 short of a double-double, 4 blocks as well in 21 minutes. So he was pretty good. John Collins did not play in this one. It was the second game of a back-to-back, so it led to a little more minutes off the bench for him. But he's also another player who could end up on that second unit if they decide to keep starting Derek Jones at the 4 and Kobe Sanders at the 2, and then that would give Garland another pick-and-roll option on that second unit. Kawhi, of course, led the way with 23 points. Clippers now only a game and a half behind the Warriors for the 8th seed, and they have the easiest schedule in the NBA down the stretch. So I anticipate they will probably be passing the Warriors, who are still without Steph Curry for at least another 4 games. And then who knows? They could push the Suns even if the Suns are not able to get Devin Booker and Dillon Brooks back in a timely fashion. But just focusing in on the Warriors real quick, they dropped to 31 and 30, led in scoring by Brandon Pajemski, who's had 22 points in 37 minutes. He'll probably go up to an 80 overall the next time I reevaluate his rating. Al Horford got the start in this one, 17 points, 4 of 8 from 3, moving Guy Santos back to the bench. Santos didn't shoot well in this game, 2 for 10, but he did provide energy, had 11 rebounds, 3 steals in 31 minutes. Worth noting that Gary Payton and Will Richard were both out for this one, which may have led to them bringing Santos off the bench. But they got a really good game out of Nate Williams, formerly Jonathan Williams, in only his second game with the team. 18 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line in 22 minutes. I had commented previously that he's a pretty good add for this team, kind of like a poor man's, like the future version of Gary Payton II. I don't know how much longer Gary Payton's going to be playing, but fits the mold of player that they like. Will Richards, another like comparable, pretty good driver, offensive rebounder, and he shot the ball well from 3 in this game. So nice addition, 72 overall plus 3. He's in his 3rd season, so he still has. He's in his 4th season, so final year of two-way eligibility. He's trying to make a case for a standard contract. Obviously, 26 years old. He's a little bit on the older side, but somebody who could end up sticking in Golden State. We'll see how he performs down the stretch for this team. They need anything that they can get, especially with Jimmy Butler out for an entire year. So actually, Williams could be a nice stopgap next year as well with Butler out. We'll see what happens. D'Anthony Melton, for what it's worth, did not shoot the ball very well. Warriors just continue to struggle to find scoring right now with Curry and Kristaps Porzingis out. And given 2K's track record, I'd imagine, with Warriors players, I'd imagine that he'll probably have a major update on Thursday. If you recall, they boosted Will Richard like 5 points after he had like 2 good games at the start of the year. They threw like a whole bunch of like silver badges on him and stuff. I did a video on that like already months ago at this point. What a long season. It's all blending in. Thanks guys for sticking with me this entire year. We're gonna pack it in. I think there's a bigger calendar tomorrow. Let's check that out real quick. Is there anything notable going on in the NBA tomorrow, Tuesday? It looks like, oh wow, a lot of games. Okay, nice. We've got Knicks and Raptors. That's a nice one. Detroit and Cleveland. Let's see if Donovan Mitchell is ready to come back for that. Spurs versus Sixers, although Embiid's going to miss that one, so no Wemby versus Embiid matchup. And then, that's kind of it. Yeah. All right, well, either way, do check that video out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. Love ya. Peace.